It's the spring selling season. Where are all the houses? Hey everybody, Doug Reynolds here, your College-Glen neighborhood real estate specialist. Been living and working in College-Glen for over 13 years now. Been blessed to just help a lot of buyers, a lot of sellers in the neighborhood, and just 95826 in general. But today we're talking about College-Glen real estate. Specifically, this is the quarterly update. I do monthly, I do quarterly, I do annual updates on the neighborhood, all the good stuff you want to know and find out about College-Glen real estate. So we're in the spring of 2023 now, and so that means we can look back at the first quarter of 2023 and talk about that data a little bit, and then talk about what's going on in the spring right now. All right. So as you can see, first quarter, there were 18 properties that closed escrow, down a little bit from the end of the year and down a little bit from a year ago. We probably would have had a few more homes sold if more had come on the market. We'll get into that later. Average sales price, typically, fourth quarter and first quarter is going to be down a little bit, and then second and third usually are elevated a little bit more. So average sales price of those 18 ticked up a little bit. We're into the low 500s for the average price. So those are, smaller 1,200 square foot houses all the way up to the larger 1,900, 2,000 square foot tri-levels in the neighborhood as well. So that's kind of the average there. And these are homes that got into escrow at the very end of 2022 and also the beginning of 2023. So up a bit from previous quarter on the average sales price. But as you can see, down quite a bit. In my head there, looking like about 10% down from about a year ago. And that's to be expected. The second half of last year was quite slow and prices kind of trickled down a little bit the second half of 2022. They've ticked back up since then. Average days on the market, pretty high at 46. That is due to kind of some leftovers that were sitting on the market from the last end of last year. They finally got into escrow, finally got closed. Our average days on the market now in the spring is way lower than that. So you can see there is the differences. So spring 2023, where we're at right now, it's kind of a tale of kind of average amount of demand of buyers meets very low supply of sellers. Okay, so it's not as if the world is on fire with buyers like we had in 2020, 2021, beginning part of 2022. And that was really fueled and driven by incredibly low interest rates. It's more of we got kind of just the seasonal amount of buyers right now that are looking to buy a house. Interest rates are a little bit higher, so buyers are a little sensitive. They're a little delicate right now. Interest rates around 6.5%. Historically, that's still very low, but in the last couple of years, that's considered kind of on the higher side. So we've got kind of just an average amount of demand, but we have very, very little supply of houses right now. We've got a lot of people that have a 3% mortgage, and they're just saying, hey, it just doesn't make sense for me to sell this place and move to somewhere else where I'm going to move to a 6.5% mortgage. So we've got a lot of homes that are not coming on the market right now. And so when something does come on, if it's priced right, shows well, has good marketing, then those buyers are all going together, going after it, writing a few offers on it, multiple offers, usually selling at or a little above list price, and then it goes pending within a few days. So it's really just because we have very low supply. Properties are selling quickly, multiple offers at or above list price. And this is a big change from what we had the second half of 2022. And so it's a bit more of a competitive market right now, favoring sellers a bit. And traditionally, that's kind of how it is usually in the beginning part of the spring. But historically, we typically at this time of year, as we get into May and June and July, we typically start to see that inventory start to come up and the balance of power in the market start to kind of level off and be a little bit more of a balanced market. So it's going to be interesting to see, is that traditional amount of inventory going to be coming, or is it that weird kind of locked in effect with the interest rates that are going to keep us low moving forward? I know I'm putting a new one on in the neighborhood this week actually, and I've got a couple more in the pipeline that'll be coming up in the next month and 2 months as well. So I myself have some stuff coming up. I know there's a few others out there, but it's going to be interesting to see. Right now, there's not a single family home available in College-Glen as I'm filming this right now. So that's pretty wild. So if you're on the buyer side of things, definitely need to be dialed in with a great agent that knows what they're doing, knows the neighborhood really well, a really good lender that's got you all dialed in, completely documented everything, ready to roll, and then ready to go. When something pops up, you go after it, you put your best foot forward and make a strong offer there, because there's other buyers competing with you right now, okay? Now, if you're on the seller side of things, I mentioned this earlier in the video, although there is low supply and a decent amount of demand, that demand is sensitive because interest rates are now at 6.5%. They're going aggressively over the things that are priced right, but if you overprice it, things are sitting because buyers are going, nope, I'm not going to go after that one. And so then you're kind of chasing the market down and you end up not having success. Whereas if you priced it right from the get-go, you'd have those multiple offers, you'd have your pick, you'd have a smooth process, sell it for top dollar, and have success throughout the whole process. So it's finding that right balance there as a seller right now. I would recommend kind of trying to get something on sooner rather than later in case we do start to see inventory increase. That balance of power is going to start to level off. So if you enjoyed this video, leave me a comment, like, subscribe, all the good information here on my YouTube channel, as well as collegeglenrealestate.com is my website. You can get all the good information on College-Glen real estate out there. Hope you're having a wonderful spring. I look forward to talking to you soon, and clear skies.